Welcome back for week 6, Profit First Allocations. Profit First is a cash management system for businesses. It is similar to the envelope system or cash stuffing in personal finance. And but instead of using envelopes, physical envelopes, we use bank accounts. So each bank account is set up for a specific purpose. And this is my weekly overview, looking over my shoulder of how Profit First works in my business. Now, last week in week 5, I ended with these bank account. I've already updated my spreadsheet to these are my ending balances from week 5 so that we can get started on week 6. And then these are the different accounts that I'm allocating money to. And I have the charts down here so that you can see how these account balances are changing over time. And hopefully that'll give you the insight of how this is working. You'll see how these are pretty steady. Most of these accounts are pretty steady. And then OPEX works like any other operating expense account or any other checking account in any other business. That's where all of my payments are made from, my OPEX account. And so from last week, week 5 until week 6, I've had 2 payments that have gone out. I paid my credit card and I paid my my rent. Now I pay my rent with a check, and then I purposely try to charge on my corporate credit card every operating expense possible with my business because I get cash back on my corporate credit card. So so it's a personal preference that I use my corporate credit card so that I can get the cash back benefit from it. But the key to doing that is making sure that I'm always paying off my credit card statement in full when it comes in. So this week, the only money, I did not have to transfer money. So I did not run payroll this week. My wages get held in this bank account, this owner's comp bank account, but I didn't run payroll, so I didn't have a transfer. Okay. So the only thing that I had to do this week was write my rent check and pay my credit card statement in full. I take that back. Part of my mastermind dues are charged on my credit card. So I do have to move money from my mastermind account into my OPEX account. Okay, so I did that. And then I wrote my rent check and I paid my credit card statement. So in total, that amount was $7,845.95. So you'll see how I took the money from my mastermind account and I allocated it to my OPEX account because included in this payment of $7,800, I had a little bit of money that was spent on my mastermind. Okay. So I needed to take the money that I was saving in my mastermind. I needed to push it into my OPEX bank account and then pay my credit card bill. And then I also wrote my check for rent. So you'll see how, happily I had 78 or 7,500 in my bank account. And then it got down to 1,600, right? But the good news is I haven't done my allocations for this week. So, so notice how my charts have changed. So you can see how the account balances have fluctuated over the last couple of weeks. So let's look up how much money is in my bank, or I'm sorry, how much income I received in the last week. And so it was a pretty good week. I had $49.65 come in. And so now here's my allocations. So 4% went into my profit account. That's almost $200. I was able to add $2,300 to my owner's comp account, which is my savings to guarantee my salary gets paid for working in my business. I put away almost $500 for Uncle Sam because I will have in another couple of weeks, I will have a tax bill due. And then OPEX, I was able to add $1,600. And then I set aside more money for my mastermind for participation in that group plus my travel expenses. I will say that in my OPEX, it's getting a little low, $3,300. And, I just need to be aware that this is my budget. This is what I'm running my business on. I don't run my business on the $49.65 that came into my business. I'm making sure that I'm putting aside the money, this right here. I'm putting aside money that the profit is my bonus for taking the risk of being a business owner. I'm making sure that my W-2 paycheck, so I can live, I have um, my expenses at home, right? So I get a W-2 paycheck. I'm making sure that I'm paid. And then I'm also making sure that the tax obligation that's being created by this business, I will have the money set aside to pay that tax bill when it comes due. So from my 4965 that came in, I am making sure that I am taken care of. And then I'm running my business on what's left. So I run my business on the remaining 40%. And then the mastermind that I'm part of, it's so important to me that I make sure that I always have the money for that. That's why I have a separate bank account just for my mastermind. So this is where we ended with week 6. Stay tuned and follow so that you can see what happens in week 7.